Hi guys, so this is another new moon reading. This time it's for the 11th of August 2018 and it's in Leo, which funnily enough I chose these warm yellow crystals without even knowing that this new moon is in Leo and in the fire sign. And as usual, we will have a look at what to let go of this month, what to let in on the other hand, and we'll also have a guidance card that will help us to put the first two into practice. This time I have chosen my Circo Tarot deck because I just felt like doing a very colorful reading, so hopefully you like it. So let's have a look at the letting go card, which is this one. And here we've got two knives. And I think the symbolics of this one is pretty straightforward. You can see a person that has her eyes covered by a cloth, and as a result of that, she has no idea where she is, what's going on. She's very defensive, helpless, and she's kind of like in expectance of some kind of danger. So she's getting herself ready, and this for any potential threats, really. This card always speaks about situations in our life when we fear something without really having any rational ground for that. And when I say that rational ground, that's kind of tricky because I believe that anytime you're worried about anything, you always have a reason for that. And you know, it's always rational in a way because it might be based in your past experiences or something like that. So it's never that you are fearing something without having any reason. But what I mean by what I said before is that there's a big difference in between, you know, fearing, for example, getting sunburned if you don't put any sunscreen on, because that's quite like a solid fear, right? Like if it's 40 degrees outside, the sun is burning, you're not going to put sunscreen on, you're probably going to get sunburned as your experience tells you. And then you have other type of fear, which is, for example, you are afraid to try something new because you feel like you could fail, but actually, since you have no experience of trying such a thing, you cannot know whether you would fail or not, right? So that's what this card is talking about. It's talking about fears that are not really rooted in any kind of experience or reality that's being manifested in front of us, but because we feel like we are in the dark, hence the covered eyes, we are kind of putting ourselves in a defensive position by definition, and that limits us so much in the way how we live our lives, right? Because then we don't opt for the a little bit risky option, or we don't make decisions that are courageous just in case something could happen. But by doing that, we're missing out on a lot of experiences and stuff that we could grow on. So that's what we need to let go of this month. We kind of need to take and remove that cloth from our eyes and realize what's actually going on, where we are standing at, and if there's really something that we should be afraid of, or whether we can chill really and relax and just realize that, you know what, nothing is actually happening, like I'm not in danger in here. How to do that? Well, that's what the letting in card actually helps us with this month, because here we got the 10 of Pentacles, and this is a very earthy, abundant card, which I think is telling us that this month we should focus on gratitude and on all those things that we already have in our life rather than on the stuff that we lack. And, you know, I'm not really too much into positive thinking because I think it can be super dangerous as well as negative thinking. But there are some cases and situations in life when it is super helpful and it can get you out of situations like that, for example. So let in a little bit of gratitude this month and look back at all your achievements and all the things that you can build on in terms of making decisions and moving on in your life, because this is number 10 as well, which is the final number in the numeric line, which tells us about ends and beginnings. So, you know, stuff is going into resolution and things like that. So This one is really telling us, look back at everything that you have achieved, how far you have come. Given all the successes and the fails, all is okay. What can you take out of that? What can you be grateful for? And what can you build on for your next steps and your next growth? Also, since the letting go card is very much about your mind and thoughts that are flying through your head, because that's what the knives are about, so it's very abstract. This one is very specific, very concrete, because it's the earth that we're talking about in here. So it also kind of telling you to let go of all that imaginary, very abstract and hard to grasp stuff, and focus more on the solid things that you've got in front of yourself, that you can touch, you can feel, you can kind of live through fully with your physical body. And the guidance card, this is from the Spirit Cats Oracle, and here we got the Freedom card, and this one really goes nicely back and blends really nicely with the previous cards, because it's all about allowing yourself to take risks, to jump into situations and experiences that you've been dreaming about for a long time, but maybe you've been afraid to do so. And it also tells you that if you're not ready to do this physically, you can at least dream about it, and dream about the best case scenarios, not the worst case scenarios in this case. But yeah, just, you know, go through the story in your head, like what would happen, how would you feel if everything went the way that you have always wanted, if there was nothing holding you back. And try to really feel through that experience, because by doing so, you will align yourself or tune yourself into the vibration of the emotions and of the stuff and experiences that you do want to experience. So you will naturally attract them to your life much easier than if you are focusing on the fears and worries and all these stuff, because that's what you will be attracting. In that case, you will attract more worry and things like that. So yeah, focusing on the emotions that you actually do want to experience in your life, and giving yourself the internal freedom. So to summarize that, letting go. This month it's really good to let go of all those quote-unquote irrational fears that are holding you back, but they are not really built on any solid ground. And yeah, trying to change your perspective, removing that cloth from your eyes so that you can see that you are not really in danger and that everything is okay. Letting in a focus on gratitude and all the things that you already do have in your life and that you can build on. And the guidance card is freedom, which I have just described. So add anything that freedom means to you, and there goes your answer. So I hope you have a great month, guys, and yeah, let me know in the comments again how you feel about the reading, if it resonates, and I'll see you soon. Bye.